folks, and greetings from the allotment. Just going to do what I suspect is going to be a very quick video. I thought we would have a little, we'll dedicate this to strawberries. Now, as you're well aware, we've got this new carers project, and one of the things what I want to put onto the new plot is strawberry plants. Now, I'm planning to both specialise in the different varieties, but also I'm going to take a few of the existing ones which they are not labelled up, and so we'll probably have two areas for them, and one will be just mixed, and one area is going to keep them separated. Probably have beds for different varieties. I did have 33 varieties of strawberries, but the labelling let me down, so I don't know what's what anymore. However, I do know that these beds are Corona, or at least that's what they should be, but I can't guarantee it. But they do produce big, nice, sweet strawberries. So anyway, we've talked about this before. The strawberry plants have been cut back, I think 3 times, and they've grown back, and we've even got strawberries on now, and it's 1st of November tomorrow. So anyway, what I need to do is get some of these plants potted up and give them a little bit of a head start, ready to put into the new community gardens. So I thought what I'd do is actually just show you some plants. These are runners from this year. They actually rooted earlier on in the season, because strawberry plants will send out runners. I'm sorry, for those outside the UK, I'm not sure what the terminology is, especially those in the US. Perhaps you can give me some guidance on that. I haven't checked on Google. But over here they're called runners, and each strawberry plant can send out, well, they can, in the right conditions, send out 10 runners, and each of those runners can have several potential strawberry plants on. However, from my experience, and I've been growing these a good few years, it's best to take no more than 10 new plants off one strawberry. Ideally, I'll be working off 4, 2 off each runner. Once the plant, if you're growing them in open soil and they're able to root themselves, that's great. But once they're rooted, and you can tell by gently giving them a tug, not too hard, you must then snip them off from the parent plant, the mother plant, and then they all feed themselves. I've just taken these plants out of these beds along the netted tunnel here, and I just thought I'd just show you. These are this year's runners. These would have rooted probably in mid-June. Well, they probably would have grown. They would have been ready to grow themselves in mid-June. I would say that these probably got their roots into the soil by the end of June. And so they've had a few months to grow, and you can see the structure on there. Now what I'm going to actually do, I'm going to put these into some 3-litre pots. Now if you've been following my YouTube channel, you'll realise that I've tried different ways of growing them. When I first started indoors, because I wanted early strawberries, and it was a great success, they were grown in 2-litre and 3-litre. Probably mostly in, well, probably a bit of both. Then the years after, I filled them up in 10-litre buckets. Now looking back at that, I realised that there's no benefit other than the watering side. There may be the 10-litre hold the water in a little bit more, but there was no benefit on the actual crop of strawberries. And I was finding that if I put them in, say, 10-litre pots at the beginning of 2016, and I got my fruit this year, because we're in 2016, next year they wouldn't have produced so well because the goodness in that is taken out of the pot. So rather than waste 10 litres of soil, I might as well just use the 3 litre and repot them. And in this case, these are going to be put into the ground, probably into, or raised beds. So I thought there was somebody behind. So there should be enough goodness in that soil as long as I give them a feed. So if these happen to stay in and I don't get them in by the spring, and so they're going to produce fruit next spring, I need to give those a good feed. I haven't checked on my feed yet to see whether it's organic, so that's something I've got to explore for the new plot, but it's something to bear in mind. If you want to grow in pots, 2 things: a feed every week or 2, a liquid feed. It's usually a cap full of this feed into a into a watering can, and water to the roots. In the past you've seen me water straight over. It's not always a good idea because it can cause disease and it can rot the fruit if the fruit are on. So best to the roots. What else am I going to say? And you've got to make sure you water regularly. On these particular ones, these aren't going to go in the tunnel. I'm going to leave these out all winter and let the rain water them for me. Now, strawberries can go down to at least minus 15 Celsius and they'll survive. Now, I can't comment on months end if they're covered in snow. That I do not know. We don't get very much snow here, but certainly the cold is nothing to worry about, even on new plants. So as long as these roots get growing in the next week or 2, should be fine. And what I may well do, thinking about it, I might put them into the netted enclosure. It just gives them that little bit of added protection, plus they have the drip from when it rains, it drips down off the netting. And so that's it, folks. I'm going to stick those in. Now, it's a bit difficult to show you, maybe I need to re-angle it. What you need to do, well, the way I do it, make sure you get the weeds out first. I tend to spread the root system out, so it goes all the way out like a fan, and that will be buried into the compost, into this multi-compost. And you have to make sure that the crown, that's the bit where all the stems come out of, is just above ground. If you've got it covered, the plant will rot and it will die. So if I put that in, if I was to put that like that, I would have to make sure that, I'm just seeing if the soil just covered the roots but didn't come over the crown. I hope that's okay. That's my first official video for the carers garden, community gardens, wearing my Master Gardener's jacket. Hope you enjoy this, Alison, if you're watching. Okay, that's it, folks. Thanks for watching.